Hey, what's going on, guys? We're back again with another video. I know it's really late in the night right now, and probably everyone in the UK is sleeping or getting ready to go to work. I just thought I'd go live instead of doing a pre-recorded video to talk about the Arsenal performance today, share my thoughts on the game as Arsenal won away from home in Slavia Prague against Slavia Prague, 3 goals to nothing, kept a clean sheet away from home, and relying on a makeshift striker in Mikel Merino put in a performance today. And for me, he is my man of the match contender for this game. In particular, Kincape's first European start and also Max Dowman, uh, Champions League, made the Champions League squad. More so, this game was about rotation because we do have a Premier League game against Sunderland this weekend coming up away from home. Sunderland are a team I underestimated coming into the Premier League. When I did my Premier League predictions for the season, I foolishly said that Sunderland are going to get relegated. But with Gyökeres not being available, Martinelli not being available, Madueke not yet back yet, we're not sure the return date of Madueke. There were injury updates before this game kicked off earlier today for Martinelli and Gyökeres that they will most likely be available again for the North London Derby, which is near the end of November, end of this month after the international break. Keep in mind, after we play Sunderland, we will be having a international break for 2 weeks. England plays Serbia in a useless friendly. I just hope Declan Rice doesn't play and he gets the rest he needs. I'm surprised Rice started the game today because he was one booking away from being suspended for Bayern Munich. But Arsenal were disciplined, as we've seen so far this season in the league and in the Champions League as things stand. And today, we started off the game early on with a penalty scored by Bukayo Saka. Because Gyökeres isn't available, then it goes to the next penalty taker, Bukayo Saka. Well done for the Arsenal there. I don't think we started off as strong as I wanted us to. I thought we'd get the game going a lot quicker. And midfield wise, Norgard, a lot of people when they saw Norgard in the lineup, I don't know why they're slating this guy when he's just putting in a shift just as much as everyone else in that team. People like to pick on him because he had one bad game so far, but everyone has good or bad games, and we've seen that before with some of our new summer signings in particular. And then Waneri getting game time, like that was key for me. Rotate the squad and rotate some of the players. I'm surprised Calafiori didn't start this game. We went with Hincape, which I was okay with, but my predicted 11 was completely, I guess, some changes in terms of I didn't have Hincape starting. I know Ian and a few others in my chat yesterday for the preview did say that they thought Hincape would start. And it's a good shout because he did have a good game against Burnley, so fair play. I'm gonna cue the intro and then we'll get straight into the video. Yo, big up Relentless. It's been time, bro. Arsenal are back in action. Good win today. I just thought I'd go through the game. Um, Missed the game. I was working. Who was man of the match? The game was really good, but it was early this afternoon, 12:30 Eastern time on the zone. Mikel Merino, man of the match. And I think that okay, he got a brace today. And plus with Gyökeres not being available, Mikel Merino has been such a clutch player in that position. And as we know, like whenever we needed him to perform and he's been called upon, he's delivered. So, and because we don't have any left wing available, I know Eze can play left wing, but because Madueke is not available yet and Martinelli's injured, the bench was looking weak today, especially with attacking potential on the bench. It wasn't as strong, but we didn't really need to go much deeper into the bench coverage because we already dealt with them, Slavia Prague, and got out of there with no further casualties. Gabriel did get injured early on in the game, but he was fine to continue and he was celebrating as soon as Saka scored that penalty and open up the score sheet away from home. Meanwhile, the second last week in November is when we play Bayern Munich, which is the next team to face in the Champions League. Definitely not going to be an easy game with the way Harry Kane has been playing for them. And but I think this Arsenal team is a different side. Keep in mind the last time we faced Bayern Munich in the group stages of the Champions League, I still think about that decision where the penalty wasn't just given. The ref blew the whistle for full time instead of reviewing that challenge inside the box. So I know it's death taxes. Us playing Bayern Munich in the Champions League is inevitable. Hi, Bila, watching on Twitter, and hi, Bargaff. Hope you're well. Thanks for joining. I know it's really late here, so I don't expect a lot of people to tune in, but I'm assuming people are going to tune in either like later on in the day if you want. I'm not too fussed about views, as you guys know. I haven't been live in 3 months or so. And it's good to be live yesterday and today after a while. I just thought I'd go live to share my thoughts on the game. Today's game, more so, I do want to say the striker situation and injury updates, as I discussed a few minutes ago in the stream. My concern with going into tougher games this season with Chelsea, Tottenham, North London Derby coming up, as well as the Bayern Munich Champions League game. I hope Gyökeres will be available because the guy was just getting into form against Burnley, and all of a sudden, like he gets injured. It's almost so predictable with Arsenal when you get the ground going, and it just you get an injury. You get injured at the wrong time, basically. Yo, Omar, how you doing, man? I was gonna call you, but then I thought I'd go live. Thanks for joining. Hopefully, you had a good day at work. Arsenal are smashing it in the Premier League and in the Champions League. Be very afraid, Omar. North London Derby near the end of this month. We are going to deal with you guys differently. And I know form goes out the window in a derby, but I'm really looking forward to that game week. I really hope I can attend this Bayern Munich game, but the one season where I don't have access to a season ticket rental anymore, it is tough out there, fam. Um, Omar, you're awesome. He says, I love Giannis. Thanks for the super chat, Omar. I don't know if you're playing NBA fantasy, but like seeing Giannis live and up close, it was pretty cool. And I think his name's Kuzma. He was really good. Miles Turner was probably the second best player tonight for the Bucks, but they played back to back. And as you guys, I don't know if you guys know or not, but I went to the Raptors game today. They won. Really good game today. Really good performance. And it was a good day. It was a good day to see Arsenal win and also see Giannis up close and live. Are you going for the Tottenham game or not? Bila, you just heard me. I am struggling to get tickets to the Bayern Munich game. Tottenham is, I think, much more in demand than the Bayern Munich game, or just as much in demand. And I don't think I'm going to get tickets to the North London Derby. It is a struggle with this ballot system. The thing is, the ballot system, it's you'll apply for every ballot and you'll be lucky to even get one, which I can't book a flight and travel plans or get time off work unsure of whether I'm getting a ticket or not. And I can't even access the ballot system because with Arsenal Canada, you once you're unsuccessful, you don't get access to a ballot system unless you applied in the ballot for the regular Arsenal Red membership. Even Silvers are quite unlucky so far this season. I know it's still early in the season, but it sucks. This ballot system needs to go, in my opinion. And a lot of the supporters teams abroad, like the clubs abroad, they've implemented the ballot system too, which is just making things worse, in my opinion. And it's not really getting fans that actually want to go and support the team there. Things like the cup games, the League Cup or the domestic cup games. Like if you're struggling to get tickets, I always say like these are the best opportunities for you to go and support your team. The Carabao Cup against Palace, we're playing 2 games in that week. It is going to be tough, and I think it's free on ITV to watch the quarterfinals of the League Cup. We will then have the FA Cup starting soon, which will be awesome. I do want us to go far in the um, League Cup, the Carabao Cup. I know we have to play Palace, but we have home advantage. And I think Palace might put all their weight on focusing on Europe. Great result. I hope we can win a major trophy this season. Fingers crossed. 100%. I mean, the way Arsenal are doing right now, especially defensively, like even in the game today, nothing is going past this Arsenal team. Slavia Prague tried to play dirty today, and the penalty, of course, that wasn't scored. But even the challenge they made in the box, and we got the penalty early on in the game. I did think they started the game off dirty. The last time we played them was in the Europa League, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. And we are a totally different team than those times. And this defense, even with the quality of Mosquera on the bench coming in with alongside Gabriel or Saliba, or even if we're playing Calafiore or Hincapi at left back, there is now more squad depth, and the drop off is not as significant as it was once before with Saliba and Rob Holding. Like that's a significant night and day drop off. And I don't mean any disrespect to Rob Holding. Like I think he was a good servant at the club, but if we're trying to challenge for the Premier League and challenge on more than one foot, the drop off on the bench should be adequate enough and not a significant. The cover on the bench should be adequate enough and not a significant drop off. Is my point. And I think this summer window we addressed squad depth. We got the left winger. We got the backup to Saka in the right wing, but he can also play left wing. So I know Madueke prefers to play on the right, which is why like he's the more like credible backup to Saka. And then I think Arteta would play Ethan in midfield instead of on the wing, which we knew like that was coming. And the thing with Ethan, I want to say, is Arteta's managing his minutes more this season than last season. But I think games like the League Cup and even like these kind of Champions League games, when we're already 2-0 up, like even if he didn't start, I would have brought him off the bench. I would have brought Ben White off the bench. I would have given minutes to Ethan Waneri. I would have given minutes to Mosquera, for instance, if in a different circumstance, like you want to rotate your team. I think that's healthy for us. And hopefully, Arsenal can stay injury free. That's probably the main concern on all of our minds with the amount of injuries we have. And unfortunately, it is in the attacking department. We are still waiting for Kai Havertz to return, which I think he'll be back next. And then Jesus, I don't know what's happening with Jesus. I did see that Juventus are interested in Gabriel Jesus in January, which, in my opinion, I'd let him go in January if he is fully recovered and at least able to shift him on. I would take 20 to 30 million if we can get for him. I know 30 might be a stretch, but 20 to 25 million if we can get that for Gabriel Jesus. Like, let's be honest, he is an injury-prone player, and I think it would be necessary to move him on. Like, what's the point of having Gyökeres, Havertz, and like I just don't see him getting game time. And even if an injury was to happen, there's Kai Havertz, I don't think Arteta would play him back in midfield. We know Havertz's best position is up front, I would argue. That's just my case in point there. January transfer window wise, I think we should really consider targeting Antoine Semenyo. I know some people are focused on his girl not being able to cook rice and all this nonsense that I'm seeing lately, which is stupid. But I think he's a quality talent, and I think Arsenal should look into him with Bournemouth. I think that's like an elevating type of signing that we need. I think he does add to our squad depth and our potential. And I think he strengthens this team. I think he would fit in well with this team. And like I was saying earlier with Gyökeres was just starting to get going and firing and learning this team, understanding how we work, how we play, our style. And bam, he gets injured. Like it was just wrong timing, in my opinion. And it sucks because that's usually the case with injuries. I'm not making excuses. I'm just saying, like, the guy was finally getting used to and learning, like, our system, how we play. And I think, like, the Burnley game was his best game. And when he went off injured, you saw that we were kind of missing him and we weren't getting much goals. He wasn't anywhere to help bolster our attack. William says it's nice to have squad depth to complete across multiple fronts. 100%. And I'm tired of going out early in the League Cup and the FA Cup where we sacrifice domestic competitions, and then we put all our eggs in one basket. It's so typical of the Arsenal. And in my opinion, I'd like to go further than the quarterfinals in this League Cup. Having versatile players helps as well, 100%. And Arteta loves his versatility and in signings. I think that's like one of the key points in looking for players that are on our transfer target list. January window's not much further than now. Thankfully, it's only a month. But I don't see teams spending big money in January. It's not common anymore. I think it's quite rare even back then, to be honest. And if we can get something with Bournemouth for Semenyo, I'd like to have him in January, if that's possible. If not, it would be a summer thing. I'm glad Bertha dealt with the renewals of contracts for Gabriel Saliba and Max Dowman getting his professional contract. Um, in terms of the game today, I'm happy with our performance and the 3 points. I did predict the 3-1, so I was wrong there. I thought Slavia Prague will get a penalty, and I was right about that. But I was wrong that they didn't score it, and I'm glad we kept a clean sheet. Raya has been so immense last season and this season. This season in the league, he's been one of the faces that kept us in some games. He saved our ass, especially the defensive back line last season. I think Raya really had a lot of clutch moments. Um, so I'm gonna take each game one game at a time, in my opinion. I think it's too early to say whether Arsenal can win the Champions League or the Premier League. I am optimistic and feeling good about the Premier League, more optimistic than I've been in the last 3 seasons. I know coming second twice is hurtful and the players like really feel it, but we were knocking on the door, we were close, and then injuries and not having adequate squad depth really costed us. I think like we were our Achilles heel, and then Liverpool having that stellar season with Salah on fire, um, and going off. I don't think that's gonna happen again, as we can see this season so far. Speaking of Liverpool, that game against Real Madrid, I mean, Liverpool really dealt with Real Madrid today. Earlier today, after our game, I did catch that game, and it was Trent's game back return to Anfield. Um, Mbappe was poor today. I think Mbappe was nowhere to be seen in that game, and good goal by McAllister. And I need to mention that Luis Diaz did receive a red card. Yeah, and I believe he will not be available for the Liverpool game against Arsenal due to serving suspension, which is nice because he's one of their better players in attack, especially since Wirtz and Isaac. I think Isaac's having groin surgery, and we know about Florian Wirtz not getting the ground running so far as things stand. I mean, after international break, we have Tottenham, Bayern, and Chelsea in a week. Yeah, it's crunch time. That that final week of November, we have a North London derby, Bayern in the Champions League, and Chelsea a London derby. I think that time Chelsea also play Barca. So it's gonna be interesting the squads that we put out. And then December is really gonna be seeing what this Arsenal team is up to in the league. We have a League Cup quarterfinals as well, but we also have to play 2 games a week that that week of the quarterfinals match. Hi Jordan, big up to you. I just thought I'd do a quick video on the Arsenal game today. Thanks to everyone tuned in on YouTube and on Twitter. I appreciate you all. And by the way, I did recently reach 11,100 subscribers. I know I haven't uploaded in a couple of months. Please forgive me. It's nothing personal. I wasn't quitting YouTube. I still love the Arsenal. I still watch every single game. And you best believe when I'm watching in front of the TV or on other people's podcasts, I'm sharing my views just how I see it, how I see the game, how I analyze it. And I hope you guys do too. It's nice to share my thoughts about the team so far. And I think the halfway mark, like halfway into the season, is where we really see where this Arsenal team is. But I'm so proud of this team so far, especially the leadership that we have in this team and the new signings. Some of these new signings have really impressed me and proven me wrong. I do have to say that, and I've said that before in my other streams. Big up, Maddie Gunner. Hope you're well. Thank you for joining. He says, big up the community. Big up to you as well. It is past midnight here, so I am going to call it a night. I thought I'd do a quick kind of review of the Champions League game today. Um, I do think the second half we played better than the first half. Mikel Merino put in a shift today, and for me, he is my man of the match. I can't wait till Odegaard's back, but more importantly, I can't wait till Havertz is back in this team and Madueke, which is crazy to say that, but it's true. Thanks for joining, Adam. Appreciate you. Thanks for joining, Jordan. I did see your match review for the Liverpool Real Madrid game. Next up in the Champions League for us will be Bayern Munich at the Emirates. Fingers crossed I'm able to go to that game. It would be awesome. Just to be back at the Emirates again. I haven't gone this season yet, and it's unlike me, but I hope to be back soon, and I hope to be back with a W under our wing. Arsenal take on the Black Cats, Sunderland, Granit Xhaka's team away from home this weekend. Maybe I'll do a preview tomorrow or Friday for that game. It might be too early to do a preview tomorrow. I think I'll do one on Friday. We'll see how things go. But I'm not underestimating Sunderland, but I also want to say like the only good team they beat was Chelsea. So I don't want to like give them way too much credit, but I know they're not a relegation team right now, how I predicted them, but I am confident and I favor us to get a result regardless. Whether we're going to concede or not is a different story. But I do think Arsenal will get the job done and get the 3 points. I don't think that's something to worry about or something that I was questioning for the game against Sunderland this weekend. And I'm not sure the status update on Madueke. There was no new news. A few weeks ago, we were told he would be back in a few weeks, and I'm gonna assume he'll be fine for Saturday. Zubamendi, no issue. I think he'll play Saturday. Or sorry, when we play Sunderland. And I'm looking forward to see how we do in the rest of the league games. Soon, that final week in November is going to be crunch time with some tough fixtures, like I mentioned, Bayern, then a London derby, then a North London derby. So we're going to need our attackers back, hopefully, and to have some cover would be good. But let me know, guys, your thoughts on the game. Arsenal 3, Slavia Prague 0 away from home in Prague. Good performance from us. Arsenal got the job done. Disciplined Declan Rice. I want to highlight that Arteta took a chance to start him. Rice, no issues. He will play the Bayern game. And Arsenal were quite disciplined, as we have been this season and under Mikel Arteta. Shout out brother 305. How you doing? I'm just about to close out the show. I thought I'd go live to talk about Arsenal's game earlier today, share my thoughts as I wasn't able to go live right after the game. It was awesome in the NBA to see Giannis live and up close. It was incredible. Have a good night, everyone. I'll see you all in the next one. Make sure you please like the video if you haven't already. Please click that red subscribe button somewhere here. I'm on the road to 11,200 subscribers, and I appreciate each and every one of you locked in tonight. Thanks, Omar, my brother, for the super chat. Appreciate you, family. I don't like your team, Tottenham, and I don't like the Cardinals. You guys beat my Cowboys yesterday, but I'm gonna leave that one alone. I'll see you all in the next one, and you might catch me on another stream. Bye, everyone.